Hello, good evening, or good morning. You're probably seeing this in the morning because most of my friends are, well, I think they're sleeping at 1:29 a.m., but I am not because I want to tell you about chapter 6. We're walking through this book, The Four Agreements, and we're on chapter 6, and I think there's only 7 chapters, and I want to read you chapter 6, and here we go. So chapter 6 is about breaking old agreements. So it's actually quite a long chapter, so we're just going to kind of skim some things. But basically, it really kind of talks about how when we're really young, we're completely free. We do whatever we want. We don't care what anybody thinks about us. We're just trying to enjoy life. And then, we start making these agreements with ourselves, with other people that, we kind of start putting ourselves in little boxes. So this section kind of talks about the real you. The real you is still a child who never grew up. Sometimes that little child comes out when you're having fun or playing, when you feel happy, when you're painting or writing poetry or playing the piano or expressing yourself in some way. These are the happiest moments of your life. When the real you comes out, when you don't care about the past and you don't worry about the future, you are childlike. And, I know that's definitely true for me. When I'm dancing or when I'm maybe making my videos or, just hanging out with my friends, you're not thinking about being somewhere else or achieving or striving. You're just really enjoying that moment. And those are the best times in our lives, aren't they? The first step in personal freedom is awareness. We need to be aware that we are not free in order to be free. I was talking with Kelly tonight and she was like, that's the same as AA. And I was like, I know, it's probably true, right? Awareness, like you have to know I'm putting myself in a box and I don't want to anymore. No, this one talks, he kind of talks about being a child over the course of the chapter. And then says, you are no longer a child. Now it's up to you to choose what to believe and what not to believe. You can choose to believe in anything, and that includes believing in yourself. Some of the things that, he talks about in this book, they're so obvious, and yet, wow, right? You can choose to believe in anything. You can, believe in the horoscopes. You can believe in, I don't know. I want to say something crazy. Mickey Mouse popped in my head, but that you could believe in Mickey Mouse. I don't really know what that looks like. But the point being, you can choose to believe in yourself. I believe in you. Talks about replacing those old agreements with new agreements. So make sure you do that. For every agreement you break that will make you suffer, you will need to replace it with a new agreement that makes you happy. Yay, happy agreements for you and me. Let's see. So forgiveness is the key. We must forgive those who have wronged us, not because they deserve to be forgiven, but because we love ourselves so much, we don't want to keep paying for the same injustice. I heard someone say once that bitterness is like taking poison and hoping the other person dies or gets sick. Ouch. That's pretty good. All right, the last thing I want to read you, I had to read you this one because I wrote in the margins, I wrote warrior. Can you see that? Warrior. The warrior has awareness. That's very important. We're aware that we are at war, and the war in our minds require discipline. Not the discipline of a soldier, but the discipline of a warrior. Not the discipline from the outside to tell us what to do and what not to do, but the discipline to be ourselves, no matter what. That is a discipline, I think, because it is so easy to get tossed to and fro. I mean, at least for me it is. And the discipline to continually remind yourself, be yourself. Don't try to be what other people want you to be. Be yourself. So I hope that helps you in some way. I think most people deal with that on some level, and I hope that helped. It certainly helped me. I love reading that stuff. So soon, maybe even tomorrow, maybe even when I wake up and, well, let's not talk about how long I'm going to sleep. Needless to say, here nor there, Maybe tomorrow we'll go on chapter 7. We'll wrap up the book. I don't know. Maybe we'll start another book. I don't know. We're not going to make that decision right now. But have a fantastic day, week, month, life, and I'll talk to you soon.